Good morning, Foran. Today is Wednesday, May 24th, and we'll be following an E-Day schedule.
Today's lunch is meatball grinder with marinara sauce and cheese with choice of chicken patty or deli.
Today's weather calls for sunshine and temperatures in the 70s.
Tomorrow's class elections. Make sure to vote for your president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary.
Today, the Foran Lions golf team take on Law for the Mayor's Cup at the Orchards. Good luck, Lions.
Recently, we spoke to the teachers of the science department. Let's take a look.
All right, I'm here, Mr. Wada. Mr. Wada, what classes do you teach?
This year I'm teaching physics, marine science, and chemistry.
So I happen to teach, the last 10 years it's mostly been chemistry and earth systems, advanced placement chemistry, which I teach as what's called ECE, Early College Experience. My students can actually earn real UConn credits, up to 8 credits in passing that course for UConn. I teach pharmaceutical chemistry. In the past, I've taught biology, environmental. We used to have introduction to physical science, so I've done the whole range of 9th grade to 12th graders, including yourself, Austin.
I teach human anatomy to sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and then I also teach Living Earth most of the time to the freshman class.
This year I teach astronomy and meteorology.
And out of those three, what would you say is your favorite class?
That's a tough question. I really like teaching marine science because I get to do with it what I really want to do. I get to customize it, but chemistry is my favorite science subject.
Why?
You get to do the most fun stuff with that. You get to play with, play is a strong word, but we get to use fire and chemicals, and I don't get to do that as much in the other classes.
Oh, Austin, it was actually had to be your class, and here was the challenge. So we're dealing with COVID during that time, and a lot of it was everyone sequestering home, was trying to bring real hands-on experience to chemistry. And that's what your class kind of lost, but we supplemented it with demos, and we actually talked, and you guys got to experience everything, even though you didn't have the hands-on. So in my heart, the COVID classes were always kind of special because we went through that experience together.
That's really hard. I really love the anatomy program. It's something that, I kind of said in high school when I took anatomy, oh my gosh, I'd love to teach anatomy. And then I got the opportunity in my first teaching job to teach anatomy. So that's one of my favorites. But I also do love working with the freshmen. So it's sometimes a toss-up, depends on the time of year.
Definitely astronomy. I think the planetarium is really fun to operate, so I enjoy using it.
And what inspired you growing up or in college to become a science teacher?
So originally I was planning on becoming a doctor, and I changed my mind then, and I thought back, what would I really like to do? Well, maybe I can make more doctors, so I'll teach science. Funny story, my chemistry teacher told me that I was not very good at chemistry, and then I taught chemistry in her classroom. So I take a lot of pride in the fact that I get to do that now.
All right, so I grew up in the Milford school system. I had some very awesome science teachers in Pumpkin Delight, going back years. Mr. Eustace, who used to teach here, the teachers at Jonathan Hall High School, then going to college and majoring in biology, working in the sciences as a scientific associate. Got my degree in master's in chemistry, and always wanted to get back to working with kids and teaching science and running labs and just watching them get their eyes get bug out and get that wow experience when something explodes or they make it on their own, like slime or anything like that. So that's one of the reasons why I switched careers and haven't looked back since.
Gotcha. And why did you choose to become a science teacher?
Science was always my favorite subject in school, so I started doubling up in science classes my sophomore year of high school. I just couldn't get enough. And then I kind of dabbled with the idea of going into a medical profession, but ultimately I decided that, teaching is just so much fun. I don't think you get to have this much fun in some other jobs. So it kind of just came together in this perfect place where I ended up being a science teacher.
Well, I have an aunt who's a high school science teacher, so I remember growing up and going to school with her every year on take your kid or niece to work day. But then when I got to college, I wanted to be anything but a teacher because I have 9 teachers in my family. So I was the rebel child who wanted to do something different, but I actually realized that I would love to be a teacher, so I ended up entering an education program, and I'm so glad I did because I love being a teacher.
What are your favorite parts about being in the science department here at Foran?
Oh, that's easy. It's the other science teachers. I've worked in 2 other schools, and I don't think I've seen a department that gets along as well as we do. We help each other out a lot. We share materials. We teach each other things. It's awesome. I have really awesome coworkers. I love it.
The science department has always been very tight. And I think primarily because of our location. We're on the 4th floor. So up on the 4th floor, we have to work together. We have to prep together, especially get the other labs and equipment. And we collaborate a lot. I mean, we're essentially science nerds and geeks.
I mean, there's a lot of great things about Foran. I think our faculty is amazing. We have the best time here on the science floor. My students are great. And then I also feel like I get a lot of creative freedom in my classroom. So like my anatomy course, I got to design myself from the ground up. So it feels like my baby. And it's just a really great course where I get to just really be myself in the classroom. And I think, you know, being that creative every single day makes the job really fun.
My favorite part of teaching in the science department at Foran is that you come up here. Well, first of all, the people I work with, love that. But secondly, like you come up to the science floor and there's always just like something interesting going on. So you can walk by like a class who's dissecting minks or sharks, or a class that's like lighting something on fire, or like filtering soil and finding out, different sorts of things. There's just like always something interesting going on. So I think that's really cool.
Thank you, Ms. Donovan.
You're welcome.
Those are the announcements for today, Wednesday, May 24th. Have a great day, Foran.